Hey guys, what's going on? Tyler here with your movie fix, and I apologize. I feel like it's been a couple of days since I made a video. I've been real busy, real tired, just haven't really had the energy to put anything together. But I do come with some awesome DC movie news, so that's what we're going to be talking about today. We're going to cover the Ultimate trailer, the new Flash director, a couple of things in between, like the Justice League movie title. So yeah, we're going to be going over that while I drink some of my coffee out of my New Hope mug. Finally went back to K-Cups. So much stronger every time than using the preloaded little cup that you can put coffee grounds into on a K-Cup machine. I'm a big coffee guy, so this is one of my favorite things to do, talk about DC movies with a bunch of weirdos on the internet, so that's what we're going to be doing here. The new Batman v Superman Ultimate Edition trailer that dropped a couple of days ago. I'm sure you guys have seen it. If not, I'll put a link down here in the description, but I liked this trailer a lot. I loved it. I actually think this was probably the second best trailer that we got after the Comic-Con one. Just something about this had a way different feel, a way more completed feel to the story. Now that we've all seen it, now that we've seen the movie, and then we see a trailer like this, with just the tone that was going on, totally different, and I think a better representative of what the movie actually was, compared to some of the other trailers, which I've talked about on another video, that I think the movie was mismarketed as a full-blown Batman v Superman movie. They're gonna fight. This is what the movie's all about. No, I felt that this trailer was more about the actual conflict between a Batman and Superman, but leading into a more Dawn of Justice-centered Justice League thing, and that's what I liked about it. And we already got a more completed sense of things that were going on, such as seeing the extended Africa bits. Already, just those little bits that they showed already made things make more sense. With this whole big conflict that happened in Africa that they cut out. They cut out the whole thing. Probably didn't even need to put the little bit that they had in there, but I get it. It was for the Senate. So it was a weird compromise they had to make. But seeing, Clark watch the TV of that chick who was in the Senate talking about who does he decide who gets to live or die. And he's talking about how I didn't kill those people. And we see him, going off and fighting a missile or whatever as KG Beast is looking at him. Already more context into seeing this conflict that went on over there in Africa. Whatever Lex had set up to stage this whole terrorist attack that would put Superman in the blame, that all this trouble always follows him, that these people died because of him, but he didn't actually do it, and you see him saving people, even though he says, I didn't kill those people to Lois, and now we understand that. So that already is a big difference, and I know Zach said that that whole extended Africa thing was going to be much longer and more fleshed out, so I am glad. And another really big thing that we got was seeing Clark go to Gotham, and I remember hearing that was Deborah Snyder's, actually, that's her favorite bit of the entire movie, and she was really disappointed that they had to cut that out. I think that was a really terrible thing to cut out, because that should have been in there. So it put a lot more characterization on Superman and Clark and his reasons for actually wanting to go after Batman, and really put some contrast on who Superman and Batman are with the light and the dark. You see him going to Gotham, and we already see three new characters already in this little trailer. You have like that, I guess, a hobo dude who's doing the little scratch off talking to Superman, talking about Batman, how he's angry and he's on the hunt. And then some other chick who's like, you can't fight him with words, you fight him with fists. And then we see whoever Jenna Malone is playing. Not sure. I still think it's Barbara Gordon. Some people have speculated Vicky Vale or Cat Grant at the Daily Planet. Vicky Vale was already in the movie. She's the one that introduced Lex Luthor at the party when he did that really weird, awkward speech. That was her up on the stage. Just, oh, thank you, Vicky, whatever. But it could be Cat Grant, I suppose. But yeah, I just like the contrast that we already got, and I wanted to see that investigation, the characterization of Clark going to Gotham, and him telling Batman, I've seen it, Mr. Wayne, there are people living in fear, blah, blah, blah. Like that good stuff that we didn't see. I think this cut of the movie is really going to allow it to breathe, because I liked the movie. I did. I walked out disappointed the first time, but I've gone and I've seen it many times since, and I really enjoyed. Initially, I gave it a 7 out of 10. I'd put it at an 8 out of 10 now. So I definitely have different opinions on it, and I think that this is going to really allow it to breathe. That's really what it's looking like it's going to do, because it's a well-acted movie. It's a well-shot movie. It's got great effects, great characters. And I enjoy the story. It's just, you can tell something, like a lot of it is missing. So that's what we're going to be getting, and I can't wait for that. We also get to see a little bit more of Batman. This is a very, very quick shot of him, like, and the security footage of breaking into the Lex compound and picking up a guy doing like an inverted takedown from like Arkham. Awesome. That was really cool. And I like that because this is presumably going to be Lex watching the footage of what happened. We already know in this movie that it starts off with Lex knows who Clark and Bruce are. He knows they're Superman and Batman. This is at the party when he's talking to him. He's mocking them to their faces. And he reaches out to Bruce. Why don't you come on down to R&D? We're up to no good, blah, blah, blah. He's inviting him. Come work with me. And he kind of gives him a slap in the face, like, I'm not doing that. And then what do you know? He goes off and he steals the fucking kryptonite from Lex Luthor. So I think that is more the reason for why Lex wanted him dead. Because they never really explained that. He's like, bring me the head of the bat for Martha kind of thing. Because he wanted to work with him, and then initially, all of a sudden, he wants Batman dead. And I think this plays into it more. Again, we get more characterization for Clark and more for Lex behind their reasonings and motivations. That's some of the stuff that was missing, was characterization and motivations, which you had to read so in between the lines. I could understand that watching the movie. But I think this is really going to explain everything in a good way. I think this is the version that they should have just put out in the first place. And also, I want to talk about something very briefly. Larry Fong put out a tweet. Now, he's the cinematographer for Batman v Superman. He's worked with Zack Snyder for a long time on 300 Watchmen. He's the guy responsible for all the beautiful, crispy shots in the movie. And so he took to Twitter and he said this. He was talking about the ultimate cut of the film. Those of you who are fans will dig it. If you hated it, you'll still hate it. And this has kind of been in the news now, going in headlines and all the comic book movie websites, talking about how, oh, the cinematographer is saying that the movie's still crap, and they're kind of trying to spin it in some negative way. How people are taking this in any kind of negative way is really, really confusing me. I don't really understand it, because he's basically saying that haters are going to hate. Like, there's nothing that this movie can do, even if they make an awesome, awesome movie, like this is a 10 out of 10 version of the film. There's nothing that this movie is going to do to suddenly change the mind of someone who hated it. Like, it's not going to happen. He said, if you're a fan of it, you're still going to like it. Being a fan of the movie means anything from I like the movie to I touch myself watching Batman rock bottom fools in a warehouse. I mean, that's a big thing. Again, most of the audiences enjoyed the movie, so he's just saying that, you know, it's a simple thing. It's a very opinionated thing. Let's take, for example, a musician, an artist. Let's say Kanye. For the sake of things, say I don't like him, I don't like his music, there's no argument, no song that anyone can present to me that's suddenly going to change my mind, that I'd be like, you know what, it's great, I love it now. I hated it before, but now I love it. Or even politics. Let's take politics. You have an opinion or arguing with somebody online. If you have, you know, a political stand and you're arguing with somebody online, is there anything that somebody is going to say to you in an argument that's suddenly going to open your eyes and you'll be like, oh yeah, you're right, I've been wrong this whole time? That's not how people are wired. That's not how they work. And just everything with this movie has just been fueling hatred to trolls and haters and whatever. Just, I didn't take this as any sort of a negative spin. And even Larry Fong was pretty upset about it, because he later tweeted, wow, way to go, interwebs. I long for the days of locked accounts. Meaning he's pretty pissed that, you know, he's just trying to put his own little opinion out there for his friends on Twitter. And he's pretty angry that because he doesn't have a private Twitter, that everyone went on there and spin this in some negative way, trying to hurt the reputation for the movie. That was supposed to be a really big deal for a lot of people. So I didn't really understand all this negative press. Whatever, I would just ignore it. It's not a big deal. Also, very quickly, we do have an official Justice League movie title, and it is just Justice League, like it should have been. Jeff Johns took to Twitter to clear up some of the rumors that, no, it is indeed just Justice League. Because there were rumors going around yesterday that the titles were going to be like Justice League, Demons and Angels, Gods Among Us, Gods Among Men, this and that. And of course, because these are rumors, then people are suddenly attacking Zack Snyder and saying all this stuff like, oh, how subtle. This is, of course, these are Zack Snyder titles and blah, blah, blah. It's like, this is a rumor. It has nothing to do with him. These weren't put out by him. And then you have all these weird conspiracies that, oh, Warner Brothers must have accidentally leaked these titles to see fan reactions. And so they just went with this. No, this was coming from Heroic Hollywood, El Mayimbe, whatever. Those are hit or miss guys. Anyone who does scoops in the scooping business in Hollywood, it's either hit or miss. I don't blame him, because he's gotten a lot of things right, he's gotten a lot of things wrong, and this is just one of those things. So I'm not mad at him. I'm just tired of all the blatant, weird hatred, but I am more than on board with the title for the movie being just Justice League. I wasn't a big fan of having Part 1 in the title or any other subtitle, save a subtitle of some sort for the next movie. Also moving on, we now have a director for The Flash, going to be Rick Famuyiwa, who was the director of Dope. Now, I really enjoyed that movie. I thought it was a great balance of humor and it had a lot of heart. So seeing him direct some of that energy into a movie like Flash is going to be really interesting. Now, I'm not going to lie, I haven't seen his other things, but they're not exactly low rated. He's got like one bad movie. He's been directing things for I don't know, 17 years now. He's done a couple of movies, he does some TV stuff, but this is much better decision than having that Seth Grahame-Smith guy in there. So I'm more than happy with Rick Famuyiwa doing this. Like I said, I really enjoyed Dope. If you haven't seen it, check it out. I can see it not settling well with the older audiences. It is like a millennial movie. It's a movie for younger audiences, people in high school and young adults. It really worked for me. I thought it was really, really funny. So if he can put something like that into The Flash, I'm really interested to see him working with Ezra Miller and the vision that they're going to go with Zack Snyder and Jeff Johns and what they're going to be doing with The Flash overall. And this was rumored that he was going to be doing this like a week or two ago because Rick on Twitter, he started following like Jason Momoa, Ben Affleck, Zack Snyder, Justice League, Wonder Woman, like all the official Twitters for all the projects and stuff. So it was a pretty imminent announcement that was coming, but I'm very happy with that choice that they went with. He is a experienced director. Now, he doesn't have a lot of hits. Dope was really this big breakout thing, like the Sundance Film Festival, that really got him noticed. He got some attention, and he has worked with Phil Lord and Chris Miller before, who are doing the story for Flash. So seeing a collaboration like that, I think it's a recipe for a lot of good things. So anyways, guys, comment your thoughts down below. What did you think of the Ultimate trailer? What do you make of the Justice League movie title and our new Flash director? I want to hear your thoughts. Let's talk about it and discuss down below. Anyways, guys, this has been your Movie Fix. Be sure to subscribe for more movie news, movie reviews, all that good stuff. I'll see you on the next video.